Hey YouTube, it's me for Thousand Me, and I am here with another episode. I'm so sorry it's been so long since my last episode. I do want to thank everyone for their prayers and wishes. My mother had her surgery. She is okay. She's seeing better than ever. The surgery went well. They put a shunt in her left eye, and the pressure behind her eye has gone down significantly. At one time she was like, pressure in her eye was like at a 25, and after the surgery it was at a 8. And from 8 it's going to gradually come up to the correct pressure. But thank you for all your comments and your well wishes. And yes, I'm just really I'm in a good space right now. If you can see, I have a new setup. I got a new couch. Love it, live it. Yes, I've been taking delicious naps on my new couch, and that is why we're doing this episode, because I need to take flirting lessons. My flirt, it is kind of rusty. It's really rusty. So let's get to this little story. Bought the couch after I got a clean bill of health about my teeth. I am very cavity prone. So anytime I go to the dentist and all we have to do is just clean and we get no cavities, it's like, ooh, A+. And it was the first Sunday in July. Yes, I have a dentist who will take you on Sundays once a month. Her office is across the street in the downtown Loop area of Chicago from a Macy's, and Macy's was still having a 4th of July sale, so I went and bought myself a couch. And it makes me feel so good, you guys, because I still had the love seat from college, okay? This is a real couch. That love seat from college, after I got the couch delivered, and the two for like 3 hours, there were 2 couches in this space. One was incredibly low, and this one is just, it's brand new. The cushions are fluffed and, yay. But let me talk to you about why my flirt is a little rusty, and why, ladies, we should always be presentable. They delivered the couch maybe 2 Saturdays after I bought it because, scheduling. And I clean up so that, you want the guys who are delivering, and moving it to, to have easy access to get it in. And so when they ring, I go out to the courtyard outside my apartment and I greet them. I say hello, and I, show them up to the apartment so they can see where they need to take it. Do they want to bring it back through the alley and come through the back way, or do they want to come through the front? And they choose the front and they pull it up the front. And this was one of the hottest weeks, the only really hot 95-degree week in Chicago. So they get it in here and they are doing a magnificent job. And out of the 2, one guy can speak Spanish. Spanish is his first language and probably only language. He probably speaks as much Spanish, he probably speaks as much English as I do Spanish. And I would say the number 1 guy, he speaks both. He's fluent in both, but he still has the accent. So after they're done putting everything in, you can hear them breathing, because I live in a walk-up. You can't just put it on a freight elevator. They had to maneuver this couch up 3 flights on the hottest weekend of the year. You can hear them, and then they get it in here because it's totally wrapped in a big huge box. They have special like little covers on their shoes so they don't want to scuff anybody's floors. You can hear them like, and so one of them politely asked for some water, and I was like, oh, where are my manners? My mom taught me better than that. Bring them both water. Okay, girl, you would have thought I brought them gold. They were like, I turned to look, and all the water was gone. Like, I gave them, you know, a glass of water. It was like, gulp, you know, woo. That's when I noticed this Papi Chulo in my house. I was like, oh my goodness. I did not realize how beautiful he was, ladies. He was the Latino version of The Rock, but better looking. Better looking, okay? He didn't have, you know how sometimes The Rock can give you that kind of goofy grin? No. Chiseled, everything. Yeah, he's not as big as The Rock, but he's a big guy. And tall. I was like, oh, this is, ooh, wow. So, you know, I'm not going to tell you what, I probably did tell you already that they're from Macy's, but it was funny. He was like, oh, they're going to have a survey. Could you please, you know, give us a good rating? And I am when the survey comes, because they did an excellent job. They are the experts in moving. I'm grateful they hauled it up here. I'm like, Jesus, when I have to move, it has to go back down. Like, ooh. So anyway, he was nice, and he was like, oh, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I wonder if he says this to everybody, you know, because you don't think about how you look. I just had on like a basic dusty old navy polo and some shorts. But just to hear somebody say that they think you're beautiful when you don't feel beautiful. It's like 10 in the morning. Like, oh, I had to get up. You know, I'm just moving more at 10 in the morning on a Saturday than I wanted to. Like, I kind of wanted to luxuriate. And I felt like the other guy number 2, can he understand? So I just said something in Spanish. Like, I have very limited Spanish. I was like, claro, claro, 5 estrellas para ustedes. What? They were looking like, oh, hell no, you speak Spanish? I was like, no lo hablo bien. And he was like, you speak it well? No. He was like, oh. So the moral of the story is, ladies, always look presentable. You never know when a compliment may come. This hottie, he's a hottie. I would like to thank his mother right now for having him, because he's beauty. That was some serious love making right there. Like, wow, you are good looking. Like, so we flirted, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to get better at flirting, ladies. Must get better. But I think I made their day, because I offered them water, and when I did speak the few sentences I could get out in Spanish, I used the usted, which is the formal you, instead of talking to them like they were, like, you know, my brothers. You know, I was like, ooh, Papi Chulo, wow. You know how you forget that you are a human and you have desires? After I looked up and really looked them up and down, like, wow, I'm getting warm. Like, ouch. And yeah, they left. I guess they were like, you know, and I told my coworker this, and you know, she's a Latina. She was like, you treated them nicely. That's what it boiled down to. You looked them in the eye. You said thank you. Not everyone does that when they get their furniture delivered. You know, you treated them like humans, respectfully. So I'm like, okay. I just thought that's the normal thing to do. Somebody haul your couch up 3 flights. And this thing is pretty long, pretty heavy. You give them a glass of water. You say thank you, because I was so happy to see the couch makes my apartment looked so much better. So much better. I was like, oh, like, okay. And it's funny, they were delivering in the zip code. So I was running errands, you know, later in the day, and I see them drive by, and do you know they waved their hands off? Because they recognized me. I still had on the same clothes. They recognized me. They was waving their hands off. I was like, okay, alrighty. But yeah, it was a good thing that happened. You know, like, just treat people well. You know, like, when somebody does something for you, you know, you say thank you, gracias, por mis muebles. That's all I know, y'all. And they were just like, wow, you know, especially the guy who knew English and his, you know, his first language. I didn't want him to feel like left out. So whenever I get that survey, I'm gonna give him 5 stars. In my head, I'm like, oh, I think he would be cool to hang out with. Should I have gotten those numbers? I don't know. I need to work better with my flirt. But it felt good to flirt that day, and, you know, oh yeah, I was feeling beautiful. Thank you. So yeah, I'm like, okay, loving you, living it, yes. I was just so happy to have a grown person's couch. You know, nothing from college. Like, whew, yes. Alright, I'm gonna come and do another video, but I'm glad to do one, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.